Have you ever wondered why Islamic art is so stunningly intricate? Why the domes shimmer with turquoise? Why the calligraphy feels divine? And why every inch of the wall tells a silent story? It's not just about aesthetics. It's a story of cultural exchange, power, and preservation. And at its heart is Persia. You might be surprised to learn that Islamic art as we know it was profoundly shaped by the ancient Iranian world. From the mighty palaces of Persepolis to the poetic curves of Isfahan's mosques, this video reveals how a pre-Islamic civilization laid the blueprint for the Muslim world's visual identity. Welcome to the Lost Art of Persia, how ancient Iran shaped Islam's visual identity. To understand the soul of Islamic art, we must journey back centuries before the birth of Islam. Persia, one of the world's oldest continuous civilizations, was already a giant in art and architecture. The Achaemenid Empire. In the 6th century BCE, the Achaemenid dynasty ruled from India to the Mediterranean. Their palaces were not just grand, they were symbolic. At Persepolis, stone reliefs showed harmony among diverse peoples. Columns rose like trees, nature stylized into structure. Goldwork, enamel, geometric brick patterns, elements we'd later see in mosques, originated here. The Parthians and Sassanids. The Parthians gave us the Iwan, a vaulted hall that would define Persian mosque entrances. Then came the Sassanids, 224 to 651 CE. Their cities were carefully planned. Their palaces boasted the Shahar Bagh garden, designed to mirror paradise. Arches, stucco, domes. This was visual sophistication. And crucially, it was distinctly non-figural. Aesthetic restraint that would align perfectly with Islamic values later. So when Islam arrived, it didn't come to a blank slate. It entered a world bursting with artistic language. In 651 CE, the Arab conquest of Persia marked the end of the Sassanid Empire, but not the end of Persian culture. Instead of destruction, a fusion began. The early Islamic caliphates were pragmatic. They recognized the sophistication of Persian administration, literature, and, yes, art. Persian architects were commissioned to build mosques. Persian artisans were hired to decorate Islamic cities. This was not cultural erasure, it was evolution. Fusion in early mosques. Mosques began adopting Persian forms, the Iwan arch, the domed chamber, and geometric tilework. In Iraq, the great mosque of Samarra, 9th century, bore spiral minarets influenced by Persian ziggurats. In Iran itself, the great mosque of Isfahan became a living museum of Islamic architecture across centuries, always echoing Persian form. Even Arabic calligraphy began to be stylized using Persian artistic instincts, flowing, ornamental, controlled. One of the most visible Persian contributions was architectural form. The dome. Domes existed before Islam, but Persian engineers perfected them. They created double-shell domes with inner and outer layers, like in the Mosque of Sheikh Latfala. Symbolically, the dome represented the vault of heaven. In Persia, domes became masterpieces, painted, tiled, and mirrored. The Iwan. That great arched entrance, often facing a courtyard, was Persian. The four-Iwan mosque layout was born in Iran and spread across the Islamic world. The Chahar-Bagh. The Persian four-part garden became the model for paradise in Islamic imagination. It wasn't just green space, it was a sacred metaphor: water, symmetry, and shade. Urban planning Isfahan under the Safavids was rebuilt with Persian symmetry in mind. Public squares, caravanserais, mosques, and gardens all interconnected. Islamic art is famously non-figurative, but this was not only about religion, it was also about aesthetic philosophy, deeply rooted in Persian tradition. Calligraphy. Calligraphy wasn't just writing, it was art. Persian calligraphers elevated the Arabic script into something divine. Styles like nastaliq, developed in Iran, were fluid, poetic, and deeply tied to Persian literature. Quranic verses, poetry by Hafiz or Rumi, all merged in swirling gold leaf elegance. Arabesque and geometry. Repetition. Infinity. Symmetry. These weren't just designs, they were philosophy. Persian artists mastered geometry centuries before the Islamic Golden Age. Now they used it to express the divine order. 8-point stars, interlocking hexagons, fractals, visual echoes of the infinite nature of God. Color and tile work. The Persian love for turquoise, lapis, and azure gave Islamic architecture its radiant identity. Tile work became a Persian specialty. Mosaic faience, glazed bricks, and intricate mihrab panels turned mosques into kaleidoscopes of spiritual geometry. As Islamic empires flourished, Persian dynasties rose to prominence, not just militarily, but artistically. The Ilkhanids, 1256 to 1335, originally Mongol invaders, they became patrons of Persian art. The great Mongol Shahnameh, an illustrated Persian epic, blended Chinese brushwork with Persian storytelling and Islamic themes. The Timurids, 14th–15th centuries, in Samarkand and Herat, Persian calligraphy, miniature painting, and blue tilework reached new heights. From domes to gardens, calligraphy to cosmic geometry, the identity of Islamic art is inseparable from the legacy of Persia. But this is more than history. Today, when you see a mosque's turquoise dome, a Quran in golden script, or a city laid out like paradise, you are seeing Persia. Not lost, not forgotten, but living in every corner of the Islamic world. The soul of ancient Iran did not vanish after the conquest. It was reborn through Islam. This is the hidden hand that shaped a civilization's visual identity. This is the lost art of Persia.